What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily, JamiroFan 2000 here. We get another episode of JamiroFan Talks About for the initiated of this series of nearly 9 years here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. This has been my periodic discussion series looking at the past, present, and future of Jamiroquai and the now over 32 years of musical and influential making. And yet again, you would think I would take a few weeks to do another update on my infographic concerning Jamiroquai Album 9, but alas, we did have a new video from JK come out on Jamiroquai HQ official social media as of recently of him showing off his beautiful Alfa Romero car, but doing some cute little anecdotes about concerning Jamiroquai Album 9 and its status, so I thought it was more of a befitting time to do an update for July 10th of the my infographic of the latest status of Jamiroquai Album 9, which is now going with the speculative title name, The Heels of Steel. And that was explainable in my last episode of JamiroFan Talks About of my July 1st update of Jamiroquai Album 9 on my infographic, but like I said, there's been several more pieces of little tidbits brought out by JK that were yielded from that video, so I thought it was more than appropriate to do yet another episode of JamiroFan Talks About, looking at my July 10th of my infographic. Now, starting off this episode, I'm going to be reading off the known factoids, and much like I started doing in my last infographic back in July 1st, I have color-coded them to be white text for confirmed news items and yellow for unconfirmed news item. And of course, every time I read a factoid, I will let you know if it's confirmed or unconfirmed. So let's start off with these known factoids on this July 10th infographic of the current status of Jamiroquai Album 9, going with the speculative album name, The Heels of Steel. Of course, that is named after the tour that will hopefully be a companion in the release of that album early next year. Between November and December of 2025 in the parts of the world of the UK and, of course, Europe. Originally 11 tracks as of December 2024, according to JK, 14 tracks are currently being worked on at Chillington Studio for Jamiroquai Album 9, and that piece of information is still unconfirmed. The next three factoids I read are going to be confirmed. The new album will have a lyrical theme running throughout it. No new album name is yet to have been released or known or officially confirmed for the new album. No collabs with other musical artists are planned for the ninth Jamiroquai album. And Heels of Steel, the track Heels of Steel, named after that aforementioned tour, is a confirmed song title on the track list of the ninth Jamiroquai album. Now, this next factoid is unconfirmed. A third party will be doing the final album mixing once the recording sessions are done and finished. The next two factoids are going to be confirmed. Rob Harris, guitarist of Jamiroquai, confirms that he has co-writing credits on the new album music and material. As of April 2nd of 2025, brass section recording for the new Jamiroquai album material for Jamiroquai Album 9 has begun. Now, this next news item is yet to have either a video or even more information come out to confirm it, but this is still considered unconfirmed. The brass section is comprised of 2 to 4 musicians in these recording sessions aforementionedly. This next item is going to be confirmed. More brass section recording sessions are happening in the month of May of 2025. This next news item is unconfirmed. Between May to June of 2025 marked a new phase of recording sessions focusing on incidental recording. And as for the rest of these factoids, or the known factoids, these are all confirmed. The last weeks of May of 2025 recording sessions focused on working on vocals and tidying up everything that had been recorded up to that point. Something visual was rumored to be happening in June of 2025 concerning the ninth Jamiroquai album. And yes, it did come to fruition with a new JK Assured Instagram video that came via the Jamiroquai HQ official social media of Rob Harris playing some killer guitar solos to the playback of one of the new untitled ninth Jamiroquai album songs. Going into the first 2 weeks of June of 2025, the recording sessions for the new album were described as ongoing. The ongoing recording sessions for the new Jamiroquai album are including multiple band members of Jamiroquai, confirmed to be Derek McKenzie, Rob Harris, and Paul Turner of Jamiroquai's current band lineup. In more instrumentally related news, the string section recording sessions for the new album will be happening between late June to early July of 2025. As of late June 2025, reworkings of some of the new Jamiroquai album material is currently happening at the Chillington Studios. In the topic of potential B-sides for the single releases from the new ninth Jamiroquai album, there is said to be plenty of leftover studio material and recordings that could be used for supporting album and single releases for either bonus tracks or bonus B-side material for either the singles or the inevitable album releases of Jamiroquai Album 9. Now, give me a second to move my thing up, and I will continue. All right, and upon Jamly queries, now this is some key news here. Upon some Jamly queries on social media with some band members of Jamiroquai, the speculative and extrapolated release date period for the ninth Jamiroquai album is first quarter of 2026. That means sometime between January to March of 2026, this ninth Jamiroquai album, going under the speculative title of The Heels of Steel, at least in my opinion, will be coming out sometime in that period. But I must stress, this information is not written in stone and could change any time, so consider that TBA. And also in the same vein of conversation, as for the first single release for the ninth Jamiroquai album, it is shooting for a release sometime by the end of 2025. But much like with the speculative release date period for the ninth Jamiroquai album, as I just said, it is also, I must stress, also not written in stone and could also change at any time. But I did lie a little bit about the known factoids for the Jamiroquai album 9, but this last factoid of the known factoids that I'm recounting or counting down in this episode JamiroFan Talks About is unconfirmed. Lastly, given the current winding down status of the album recorded sessions for the new album, its final album mixing encompassing the potential second half of the calendar year of 2025, and the name of its potential supporting tour coming up, as I aforementionedly said, between November to December 2025, I think we can all safely speculate, given the time period that we're in, halfway removed into 2025, that the name of the ninth Jamiroquai album will inevitably be some variation of Heels of Steel or The Heels of Steel. And that's why I kind of prefaced the beginning of this episode JamiroFan Talks About by saying the speculative title of Jamiroquai Album 9 is Heels of Steel. And I'm going to pretty much run with that for this and future updates of my infographic concerning the current status of Jamiroquai Album 9. Now we move on to the new additions of factoids that were yielded from that aforementioned new Instagram video from JK of Jamiroquai, with him showing off his Alfa Romero, doing some really lovely pun work with like making a cake concerning Jamiroquai Album 9 and its status. These following factoids are at least for the time being, confirmed. On a new July 5th, 2025 Insta video via the Jamiroquai HQ official social media, JK made a couple of new comments about the ninth Jamiroquai album status, including that the band are now trying to pick something for release before the end of 2025. But he did not specify what it would be, but it's safe to say to assume that this is definitely in relation to the first single release from the ninth Jamiroquai album, as I covered in the known factoids. That has been confirmed by a few band members by queries from the Jamly. JK also commented on in this new video on the Jamiroquai HQ official Instagram that the ninth Jamiroquai album is what, according to him, to quote, a cornucopia of wicked stuff, which, you know, JK has a way with words when it comes to describing his new work of a Jamiroquai album. And lastly, for these known new factoids that are updated as of July 10th of 2025, lastly, in the new video, aforementionedly from Jamiroquai HQ's official social media, JK says he loves how the new album has turned out and hopes it will come out soon enough to the Jamiroquai fan base. And like I said, like all my previous infographics, I should say, I will be uploading this, or at least sharing it, on the twin subreddits of the online Jamly, and of course on my social media. And if you'd like to read it for yourself, I'll be sure to provide a link to that infographic updated as of July 10th of 2025 of the latest ninth Jamiroquai album, Heels of Steel's Factoids, compiled by me, down in the description area of this episode JamiroFan Talks About down below, so be sure to check that out in your own time. And as I said in the final message on this infographic, I'll read it for you, that I wrote down. That's it for now. Massive thanks to JK and the guys in Jamiroquai for the constant updates on social media concerning the status of Jamiroquai Album 9. The fine folks at Jamiroquai HQ social media, Jamiroquai Limited, Sony Music Group, and Universal Music Group for their constant promo support of Jamiroquai and everything that's been coming out from Jamiroquai. And lastly, a massive thank you to everybody in the online Jamly for their continued patience as the band finish up recording work on the new Jamiroquai album. Like I've always said, as we've learned for the last 8 album cycles with Jamiroquai, be be expectant of lots of surprises from this album, and this will certainly have been worth the long wait. But like I said, further updates will be coming from my social media and my YouTube channel when they become available. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. Thank you again for watching this episode of JamiroFan Talks About. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe, and to ding the bell on your YouTube to stay up to date on all the latest new content coming from the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. I will fully endeavor to keep bringing you all the latest Jamiroquai news about the band members of Jamiroquai, respectively, and of course the band Jamiroquai as we go forward into the summer of 2025. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000, and I'll see you again really soon with more Jamiroquai related videos here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care. Thank you again all for your constant, undying support. I really do appreciate the YouTube comments and all the good words of encouragement. I'll see you again really soon.